the success that the Badgers have year in and year out. It's just unfortunate. But I mean, Penn State is no better with running backs. Ohio State, the Boom, like I said, Boom Herron was released earlier this week in Indiana. The one kid from the Buckeyes, the running back for, I think he went to Arizona a few years ago. He was a bigger guy. I can't even remember his name right now. He was Urban Meyer. That was the other dude that was on the Buckeyes when Urban Meyer went there. We had a man at running back. I just can't remember his name right now.
I'm sorry. In my head, I'm over here stuck trying to figure out a puzzle. Because when you think about it, don't offensive linemen and running back go hand in hand? How do our offensive linemen have such good careers, but our running backs don't? I'm lost.
Maybe they're just going to bad teams with sorry lines. But I'm going to say this in Monte Ball's situation, man. When you playing next to a Hall of Famer, Mr. NFL and Peyton Manning, when you mess up that situation, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. But I'm not really a big fan of his run style either, though.
Nah, I wasn't. I am pretty big on Gordon. I think Gordon is the real deal. Monte Ball, I never was a big fan of him.
Yeah, he just had a good college career and benefited off of that, and maybe got him $600,000. Have a nice life. Hopefully he get signed to another team because he's still got young, fresh legs.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, man. I just think one thing that nobody really credits the Russell Wilson situation is that he came in under the radar, man. And I mean, he just really been, just like Roethlisberger, he really benefited from going to the perfect situation where all the responsibility was not placed on him right out of the gate.
Well, you got to remember, he came in when he was drafted. He was on the team as the third string quarterback.
Exactly. Real quick, the Ohio State running back I was talking about that Urban Meyer was staring at, licking his chops, was Carlos Hyde. You remember him?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, he had Carlos Hyde and Braxton Miller on there, and then some of those wide receivers. So it was a little bit of talent there.
Now I'm kind of worried. How many has Braxton Miller been red-shirted for like 3-4 years?
Injuries, man. Injuries.
Oh man.
Moving on. Let's talk about Ohio State a little bit, man. What'd you think about their debut?
I was mostly pissed off because I played DraftKings, right? I played DraftKings, and J.T. Barrett was my quarterback. So fair to say I lost my money on that one.
I told y'all about that fantasy stuff, man.
Man, but this is what I don't like about the team. I don't like how your man, Cardell was hyped up last year. He made the right decision. As far as being a role model, as far as going back to school, I mean, that was the best decision. I had my son watch that 1,000,001 times. Now, it's just this hype. Okay, he put up like 150 yards, maybe. Matter of fact, I got the stats right here. Where the hell is the stats from? 186 yards, 2 touchdowns, and they're already calling him the favorite to win the Heisman. I just think this Ohio State situation is hyped up a little bit too much. They already got him ranked number 1 in the BCS. Well, BCS standards won't be available until after week 8. But in the power rankings, they already have them, Ohio as number 1 and Bama as number 2. What was the Ohio score? It was pretty. Oh shit, it's pretty bad. 42-24.
Yeah.
But it could be debatable that Bama should be number 1, beating Wisconsin 35-17.
Come
So
on now, Meeks, man. Look at the people that came back.
why does Ohio get to stay? All because this overhyped up this overhyped up quarterback situation. Put JT Barrett back in as starting quarterback, and we don't need to. What did Urban Meyer do? He named co-starters. How do you name co-starters when it comes to quarterback? What's your man doing?
Urban is political, man. I mean, he's a master at managing all of this. But come on now, Meeks. When you have the returning champions, I mean, you're the defending champs from the year before. You bringing back 3 quarterbacks. You got 3 guys who could potentially be involved in the Heisman candidate race. You have the best running back in all of college football in Ezekiel Elliott. You have Bosa on defense with some other people. The team is loaded, man. I mean, it was the first unit. I'm a Michigan guy, man, and I'm sitting here bowing down to these cats. I mean, they're loaded. Come on, man. They had to be number one.
If you really wanted to, you could go catch a game if you really wanted to.
Nah, man, I have no interest.
Why not?
Bro.
You right in the area.
Nah, bro, that's not gonna happen. My wife's cousin, he's a big time Ohio State fan, and he's been to the games the last couple years, the Michigan games. He's been trying to get me to go, and last year, I was surprised that it came down to that last second play, going for 2. No, that was Brady Hoke's last year. It came down to the extra play, going for the extra point. But he texted me earlier yesterday and asked me was I on board for trying to get the some tickets to check out the game this year. And I said, man, look, I'm not going to that game to be disappointed, man.
Why would you? Oh, because you're a Michigan guy. I get it.
Yeah, man, I'm not paying to see that.
How often do you get to see Michigan in person, though?
I haven't been to a Michigan game at all yet. I've kind of softened on. I'm more of a college basketball person than a college football guy, man. And so I do want to make it up to the big house, one day and catch a couple of games. And a partner that was actually going to come on and preview the Wolverine season, he's been asking me the last 3 years to go up there for one of the non-conference games, man. But the team's just been so pathetic, man. I just haven't been interested in checking it out in person, man. I guess I'm not trying to be fair weather or nothing, but real rap, man. I mean, it's just devoid of talent in Ann Arbor right now, man. And I hate to be harsh on those young kids because I'm sure they're trying their best, man. But it's just ever since college football transitioned to the BCS, man, Michigan has not really caught on to the excellence that that a team has to strive for to succeed in this, in that BCS system. Now moving over to the playoffs, I mean, it's really got to be a culture of excellence, man, and that just hasn't been established in Ann Arbor, for the last 12 years.
I got a question. With this playoff change, now I'm speaking for me, but I didn't. But were you really able to tell the difference? Like it was really that different?
I thought it was pretty exciting, man. I think it was a good move. I foresee them actually going to 6 teams here, in 4 or 5 years, or as soon as the agreement allows them to add another 2 teams. But I think at first I was a big fan that it should be 6 teams. But I feel like these are college kids, man, and I don't think you could have 2 teams have a bye week and then bring them back and let them play another team. I think that's doing too much for college kids. I say this though, Meeks. I do like the fact that we used to have 60, 65 days or 50-something days go by before we saw, from the conference championship games to the bowl games and then the BCS stuff. I like now that period seems to be a lot shorter.
Right.
But I don't know, man. Like I said, I think Ohio State could run into some troubles, with Penn State losing, with Nebraska losing. The Big Ten is kind of, and then Wisconsin losing. And, we're not even, well, Michigan did come back and make a game of it against Utah, man. But I mean, I'm not sitting any happier this week with the Big Ten team that lost to Utah, man.
It is only week 1, so we still got a lot of college football left.
Right. I mean, like I said, man, one thing right now, it's just very hard for me to watch the running back, the caliber of running back that we have in Michigan, man. That's gonna lead me into another question I gotta ask you about sports, about supporting your team in general. But so we'll move on from the college game, man, and move over here to Green Bay.
Oh.
I mean, you right back in the driver's seat when we discussed the pro game, man. Life is good for you.
Oh, it's always good for a Green Bay Packer fan.
So let me ask you a few questions about this, man. The wide receiver core has been shaken up with the ACL season-ending injury for Jordy. And Jordy's actually one of my favorite guys. And just outside of the uniform, man, I just like the spirit, and he seems to enjoy playing the game. And I really like Jordy. So that was unfortunate with that happening to him. But what's kind of shocked me, man, is even though they lost Jordy, Cobb is damaged. Some offensive line, little injuries here and there. You guys are still in many preseason predictions. You guys are still in the discussion for being NFC representative in the Super Bowl, and then even as of today on ESPN's ranking, Green Bay is still the number 3rd ranked team. So, what's your thoughts on how they, even though they're lacking their major weapons, what's your thoughts on them still being regarded as a team to beat?
Well, let's be honest. They're always going to be one of the teams to beat based on the fact that 80% of this world says Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback in the NFL. And I wish I had a Stephen A. clip right now, because you know how much he loves some Aaron Rodgers.
He's a bum when it comes to football. He's a front runner.
Okay, but now when the Jordan thing happened, man, I was crushed. I'm like, what the hell are we gonna do? But the football guys and Vince Lombardi's always looking out for your boy, because if it's one thing that you can't buy instantly, that is what's the word? That is I can't think of the word right now, but
team depth.
You brought back James Jones, which is a player that's the gift from the football guys right there. Raiders cut him. He goes to the Giants. They cut him. James Jones was just a product of a rookie quarterback last year. When he was with Green Bay, those 3-4 seasons, he was damn near 1,000 yards a season guy. Now, this is the curse this is what you see when you leave from playing with great quarterbacks to playing with mediocre quarterbacks. Greg Jennings left the Packers over $1 million. Career hasn't been the same since. James Jones.
That brother don't even have his commercials anymore.
Man, him and that smile was all over TV in Green Bay. After that happened, it was over. James Jones, they just wanted to go a different route with the Randall Cobb and Jordy thing, which worked to perfection. But James Jones was always one of those players that they lobbed for. Like his last year here, the whole team, Aaron Rodgers included, was lobbing for them to bring him back. So they did. So Instead of them having to go